what I learned about how rebellion is treating the devil's highway compared to how American society responds to rebellion today. Based on these two questions, first one, what do I believe Uriah is arguing about these rebels, and how does our American society choose to deal with them? The second one, how are individuals who rebel in America today treated? Are individuals who are perceived as rebel embraced by society, or are they silenced? I'm going to explain these two problems in the following section. Let's move on. In introduction, I divided for three aspects in my essay. They are respectively the caricature, the praise, and the plot. They are also rejected and encouraged between the devil's highway and today's American. Anyway, this presentation I will focus on the topic 1 specifically, but I still introduce another 3 topic centers below. The first one, the caricature. Raimondo Julian suffered cold neglect during the desert journey with his father and ultimately died from heat and dehydration. For the caricature, Raimondo Jr. suffered cold neglect during the desert journey with his father and ultimately died from heat and dehydration, showing the high cost of suffering and resistance. In contrast, the modern response to George Floyd's cry and struggle demonstrates how rebelling for survival can unite a community and gain widespread social support. For the praise, the Sonora Desert functions as a deadly battlefield and systemic barrier intended to punish and silence rebels attempting to cross into the United States through unauthorized means. In contrast, George Floyd Square has become a modern symbol of justice and collective resistance, showing how a physical space can inspire rebellion and empower communities to fight for fairness. For the plot, in the Devil's Highway, the men crossing the desert are treated by smugglers and border patrol as mere numbers and cargo, a dehumanizing process that highlights their inhuman condition. In contrast, modern movements such as Black Lives Matter show that while racial injustice persists, public protest for justice can drop both empower solidarity and rush reaction from authorities. Combine what I mentioned above, thesis is in the Devil Highway story show that rebels were rejected by society, workers were dehumanized, and it was an oppressive era in which people could not get liberty. In contrast, today's America is different than that time, and there are many ways to provide a rebel pathway that help those voices needing attention to be heard by society. Let's move on to the specific analysis of first part, the caricature. The typical caricature in the novel I pick is Raimondo Julian. He is one of 26 workers. He is the son of Raimondo's. Let's move on to specific analysis of first part, the caricature. The typical caricature in the novel I pick is Raimondo Julian. He is one of 26 workers. He is the son of Raimondo Julian, and together they embark on the desert trip hoping to work in the United States. Raimondo Julian is treated with coldness and neglect as if his pain and fear do not matter. Raimondo Julian died from extreme heat and dehydration. Eventually he fell ill in the desert, and eventually he died in his father's arms. Those who are watching and hope to rebel see their suffering and realize their rebellion is costly. There is a quote from Uriah. Illustration, they all suffer the inhuman and their rebellion just pursue a better life for their family because their living conditions are so severe. There is another one quote from Sandra. An investigation of how popular discord may contribute to human rights violation at all borders may well begin with the study of American empire in the liminal space the Devil's Highway explores. The language clearly shows the Raimondo Julian's rebellious behavior occurred in the liminal space, where society turned a blind eye to his situation, indicating that he is rejected by society. In contrast to this, today's American and individual rebellion is encouraged. Let's divide into George Floyd. George Floyd was strangled to death by police in Minneapolis, US on May 25, 2020. His year of rebellion broken the unfairness, namely its worldwide cause. For different battlefield. Unlike the Silent Desert, Floyd's rebellion occurred in the public eyes, captured on video. For social response, instead rejection, his rebellion got massive social acceptance. He became symbol of justice and community. For the outcome, George Floyd Square became a site of protest and courage, providing that rebellion today can unite the race and inspire global change. There is a famous earring, I Can Breathe, and I quoted by Green from Real Handle database. I Can Breathe became a powerful call for people to stand up against injustice, inspiring communities to resist oppression and demand dignity and equality. Let's talk about similar and difference. The similar include marginalized groups still face injustice. System of power can still silence or arm people. People still rebel against injustice. The difference includes rebellion today is recognized and often celebrated. Society now provides space for resistance. Stories of injustice can now create national change. Today's society listens more to voice of oppressed. Last one, I gonna move on the conclusion. So in the world, we have moved from an era of silent illumination in the desert to an era of vocal supported resistance. Raimondo's Julia's story in Devil's Highway shows the tragic cost of rebellion when society rejects humanity. George Floyd's legacy shows what happened when society finally listened. The above is what I want to present about final research. Thank you for listening.